Welcome back to Daily Connections. If you're looking for a great book for your child, our next guest has a few suggestions I think you'll like. Sharon Rollins is a youth services consultant with the New Jersey State Library. Sharon, welcome.
Thank you very much.
I'm excited. There are new books out there, there's old classics out there, and we're going to delve into each and every one of them that we've got laid out in front of us. You brought lots of samples today. So let's start with great books for young people, for children.
A lot of preschool readers, of course they can't read yet, so they do rely on books that actually have a lot of rhyming words or repetition or just fun words that they can learn to say and to repeat. And so Froggy Gets Dressed is a great book for preschool readers to kindergarten readers. It's a fun story just about a frog who wants to go outside and play when it's snowing, and how he keeps forgetting to put on certain parts of his clothes, like his underwear. And it has cute little sound effects, like when he goes outside, his feet go flop, flop, flop. And so you keep repeating it over and over as you go through it, and the children learn to associate those sounds, and it's a fun book for young children. And, of course, there's always Dr. Seuss, who is the
classic, of course.
Yes, he is.
And what is it about Dr. Seuss that you think remains so true?
Dr. Seuss uses animals, as most of his characters, and he just has wonderful way with words, made-up words, funny-sounding words. So even if the children don't know how to spell it or exactly how to say it, when it's read aloud to them, they think it's hysterical. And it's one of those that you can remember, so you can repeat it back. So he'll never go out of style.
Oh,
I don't think. Then we have another author for slightly older children.
Knuffle Bunny.
Yes. Yes.
I have heard about this. Okay, tell me a little bit about Knuffle Bunny.
Actually, it's Knuffle Bunny.
Knuffle.
Well, the second book actually has a little controversy about one girl says it one way, another girl says it another, and it's because it's German, so the Knuff is actually pronounced. It's an adorable book for young children who aren't speaking yet, but they will recognize themselves in the book because it's about a little girl who goes with her father to the laundromat, and she has her favorite stuffed animal with her. And she leaves it there. And she cannot tell her father as they're leaving what is wrong, and he gets all upset because he has to leave, but she wants to stay, and she, of course, has a little tantrum. There's a part in there that's very funny about how she goes
boneless?
Limp. Yes, boneless.
She went boneless.
It's hysterical, and it has illustrations from Brooklyn, actually photographs from Brooklyn, as well as illustrations.
That's really interesting. So they took the photographs and illustrated over them.
Mm-hmm. And finally, when she gets home, her mother right away realizes that she's left her toy there, so they have to go back.
Oh, and there's been a sequel.
There's a sequel.
Knuffle Bunny
2? Yes. Knuffle Bunny 2 is where she goes to school to do a show and tell with her toy and realizes she's not the only one with one. So she's not unique, and she and the other girl have a big fight about it.
Oh, these are so cute. I have such great memories of my parents reading to me when I was a kid, and just all of these wonderful books, and it's nice to see there's all kinds of brand new ones. All right, so getting a little bit older, what might we look at?
Well, for grades 1 to 3, I think that's when kids are interested in learning about things. They're curious about everything. So not only do they want a good story, they want something they can relate to, like usually animals, because those are really popular, but they want to learn a little something. So Doreen Cronin's books, she's written several of them called Diary of a Worm, or Diary of a Spider, or Diary of a Fly. And it's about
creepy crawlies. Yeah, they're always popular.
Absolutely. But the worm has a real character of a little boy, and he goes to school. And it's all about his adventures being a worm. I mean, how in the other book, Diary of Spider, his friend Spider's trying to teach him how to hang upside down, but he can't. He doesn't have anything to hold on with. And how he has to burrow under the ground when the springtime comes, when people are now starting to dig for worms, humans, to start going fishing. So there's a little bit of scientific explanations about worms and how they live, as well as a funny story written in diary form.
This would be a great book for teachers.
Absolutely.
Really great
Perfect.
book. Look at Worms Cannot Walk Upside Down. Those little lessons in life, starting early.
There are little lessons. Absolutely.
Oh, that's adorable. I love these. And of course, you mentioned Diary of a Spider. You said there's a Diary of a Fly and so on and so
The
forth,
Fly
too,
is
huh?
the Fly is the newest one.
I love these illustrations. That's great. All right, so how about getting still a little bit older?
Okay. Well, there's Frankenstein Makes a Sandwich by Adam Rex for grades 2 to 5, I would say.
Now, is this scary?
Not really. It does require that the children know a little bit about the monsters that are mentioned in the book: Frankenstein, Dracula, Bigfoot. So it probably means that slightly older children would be more comfortable reading it because they'd be more familiar with the characters.
They'd be able to relate to it.
Yeah.
We've got the Phantom of the Opera, Creature from the Black Lagoon.
They're short stories, and they're all featuring different monsters. And you can sing as you're reading it because Phantom of the Opera in one of the stories cannot get It's a Small World out of his head, so you sing that as you're reading it. He also can't get The Girl from Ipanema out of his head, which probably won't be familiar to children, but adults will be able to enjoy it.
So this is a fun one for parents and children to share. And with it being in this short story format, this would be great for bedtime, to be able to share it, or those little times during the day where you just want to snuggle up on the couch and maybe read a story.
Right.
Gosh, the pictures in these are just phenomenal. Illustrations changed a lot, I know, even from when I was a kid.
Absolutely. The gorgeous illustrations.
Oh, the Yeti that doesn't appreciate being called Bigfoot. Oh, too cute.
It is.
So as we're getting even older, we're going into preteen area. Then I know you were talking about the Time Warp Trio being quite popular.
Absolutely.
You brought a couple of those here. We can see you've got the original cover for the Time Warp Trio.
Hey Kid, I Want to Buy a Bridge, which is been around for a while. It's a little bit worn out, I can see. So then they re-released it with newer, much more appealing graphics on the title page and the cover. And then they decided in the last few years to do graphic novels, which are comic books but are in book form. They're longer than just a very short comic, and that will really appeal to all the kids.
These are very popular right now with illustrations.
Absolutely.
Very popular. So what's the premise of?
The premise is 3 boys who've gotten this magic book from one of their uncles who's a kind of a bad magician, and it transports them to different time periods. In this one, they've gone back to Babylonian times where, it was the 7 wonders of the world, and they get themselves into all sorts of mischief and have to figure out how to get back each time.
That's fabulous. I mean,
great.
there you go. You're introducing history, geography, and they're getting to have all these adventures, and everybody loves the adventure. And I noticed that even in the non-graphic novels, there's still some illustrations with them, too.
There's quite a lot.
Fun.
And there's also a TV show based on this. So children who've seen the show might want to then branch out and have the book read to them or read it themselves if they're old enough to read it.
Time Warp Trio. So what grades would you say?
I'd say about 2 to 5.
Grades 2 to 5.
Grades 2 to 5.
Grades 2 to 5.
Absolutely.
Okay. Fabulous. And then we get even older, right? We're
get
really
older.
kind of moving up because this is really more for, now that Harry Potter's done, we need a new science fiction series to replace them. What can they be reading now? I know I'm dying to know what I can be reading now.
Everybody is.
So you had recommended the Sisters Grimm?
Sisters Grimm is a series that Michael Buckley has started. He's up to book 4 right now, and basically it's about girls who are detectives, but they're fairy tale detectives. So they their parents have sort of disappeared, and they think they've died, and they have to live with their grandmother whom they've never met. And they are not at all believers of fairy tales. But she lives in a town where all the characters are from fairy tales.
Oh, how fun.
And she's kidnapped by a giant.
Oh, how fun. All right, I know we've only got 30 seconds, and there's one more that we wanted to mention, Unlondon.
Right, by China Miéville. It is a fantasy, somewhat in the Harry Potter vein, of 2 girls who go to an alternate world, which is sort of underneath the world of London, so it's called Unlondon, where all the trash that we drop in London goes to this underground world, and inanimate objects like umbrellas that we've thrown away become alive, and the smog from London has gone to this underground world and is threatening to take over.
So we've got an environmental aspect in this one
Absolutely.
too. I love these. There's this mixture of imagination, creativity, interest, fabulous pictures, and for the older ones, we've got a little bit of that history or science, something to keep everyone engaged. Sharon, thank you so much for coming.
You're so welcome. I'm
What
glad to
a
be
fabulous
here.
variety. And I have to say that, you know, with the holidays coming up, one of my favorite gifts is giving books. So thanks for your help.
You're very welcome. Thank you.